Good morning, everyone. Before we get started, we'll just wait till everybody gets on. Looks like there's a few more people joining, so we'll just wait a few seconds. Okay, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Business Growth and Transition webinar. My name is Brooke Quinn, and I am the Senior Business Development Representative here at the Baraga County Economic Development Corporation. Before we get started, I'm just going to let you know about some housekeeping rules. If you do have any questions during the webinar, there is a question or chat box at the bottom of your screen. And if you do have a question, feel free to ask at any time, and I will see those questions as they come in. I will also answer them during or at the end of the webinar. And my contact information along with Mary's will be listed at the very end of the presentation. So during this webinar, I will talk about every sector of the business lifecycle, along with resources that the Baraga County Economic Development Corporation provides to help throughout each and every step of the way. Okay, so the business life cycles are the different phases a business can go through. And we begin in the startup phase, and then we watch the business grow and expand. And then after watching the business grow, then it matures and creates longevity. The last stage of the life cycle is the transition where it passes on to the next leader and to continue that legacy. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. So the first phase is the startup phase. And this is where it all begins with the start of an idea. And this could be something you're passionate about doing and want to create it for others to enjoy. An idea could be something that you don't see in the community and you want to fill a gap. And these are just endless ideas to get a business up and running. And there are some items to think about when following through with the idea of starting your business. And the first is choosing your name. It never hurts to have multiple names picked out, just in case your first one might have been taken or has been picked. Another is what industry is the business going to be in? Is it retail? Is it service or manufacturing? And when you're filing for your business, it's important to clarify this later on. And speaking of clarifying, another is what legal structure you're going to go with. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the different structures. So to start off, we're going to talk about a sole proprietorship, or also known as a partnership, and doing business as. So for a DBA, this form will be filed through the county and at the clerk's office. It is one of the easier forms to file and can be completed in just a day. And a DBA can last up to 5 years before it would need to be replaced or renewed. And when it comes time to do so, a notice will be sent to you to reapply. But one thing to note about a doing business as or a DBA is that it only covers the county in which you are filing the form in. So, for example, if a business files in Baraga County, the license is only covered throughout the Baraga County. And if you're looking to expand your business or want to set up shop in other counties, a DBA might not be the best option. But a DBA through Baraga County is also very cost effective. So the only cost, I believe, $10 to file. However, this will vary from county to county. And this is a one-time fee, which is beneficial, and it will expire within 5 years, as I mentioned earlier. And this is something that will also be filed individually on your tax returns. So when you are doing your tax returns, it would say, for example, Brooke doing business as Baraga County EDC. So the second type of entity is that we'll talk about is a limited liability company or an LLC. This form will be filed with the state of Michigan. So this form will need to be renewed annually as well. And this renewal will secure the name of your business and protect other individuals from taking the name. And the Baraga County EDC can actually help assist with making sure your business name is not taken. And we can do this through a business entity search through LARA, which is the Licensing and Regulatory Affairs through the state of Michigan. And another type of structure is a corporation. And corporations can be classified as a C Corp or an S Corp and can take a little longer in filing. However, not by much in comparison to an LLC. So corporations do have a similar liability like an LLC does, with the biggest difference being more record keeping and the type of tax structure. And the last type of structure we'll be talking about today is a nonprofit. So this structure is a little bit time consuming and can take a minimum of 6 months to over a year to be filed and completed. And although there are certain rules a nonprofit needs to follow, such as certain organizational rules, there are benefits such as most nonprofits are able to be granted tax exemption status. And we can talk about the different structures and everything startup all day, but for the sake of time, I'll move on to resources that the Baraga County EDC has to help with these in these startup stages. So the startup stage can be scary in the beginning, and the Baraga County EDC can help kind of relax those nerves. And some of the resources available are business plan development. Here we can proofread a business plan and ask the right questions to fill in the blanks. And we do not write the business plans for you, but we will work with you on them and guide you in the right direction. Another are cash flow projections. Numbers are always a fun time. So when you are working on your plan or you need help working on applying for funding, the Baraga County EDC can help with getting those projections up and running. In addition to this, as I mentioned earlier, we can look into any name you would like to choose for your business with the help of LARA, which is the Licensing and Regulatory Affairs to the state of Michigan. And we can assist with setting up your employer identification number, which is your EIN. Oops, which is like your social security number for your business. Um, Although we can't help you set up your physical formation like your LLC, we can help with those small ones like your business name and your employer identification number. And lastly, if we don't know the answer, we bring the person or the certain experts to the table, and we'll always bring the right people to you to help you on your journey and what you need. So you've created your business and you have it up and running, and the demand for your business is growing, and this leads to the next stage, which is growth. So what does your business need to meet the demand of your consumers? So do you need a larger space to manufacture in, or more space for your clothing to be featured and stored? So what about your talent needs? Are more employees need to be hired to keep up with demand? Maybe a few pieces of equipment were great to get you up and started, but do you need more? Or do you just need all of the above? So there are wonderful tools that the Baraga County EDC has to help you grow your business. And the first one that we're going to mention today is Lightcast, which is a data tool that can be provided with useful information in areas such as talent attraction, workforce analytics, and that's just a small that's just a small amount of what this tool can do. And it can go into so much detail about what your business needs or what your workforce or how it's going to be planned. And another tool that we have is our Zoom prospector. And this tool can help you find your next building to expand your business to. Um, Zoom Prospector can narrow down your search by building or site to build on the property type, such as office or commercial, industrial, and even more. Even adding incentives like opportunity zones or brownfield or redevelopment ready communities, it can go into that much detail. And another tool is Implan, and it's a fantastic resource for analyzing the impact of your business or event that you want to host in Bexar County. And this tool takes data and collects and shows you how your event or business can bring economic growth to the community. And these reports can be used to help with even funding or gaining investors. And much like Lightcast and Implan, this tool, as I mentioned earlier, does have a fee associated with it, but that just covers the cost of the tool. And this can do a lot of wonders for any event that you're planning and is a great tool to utilize. And speaking of funding, the Baraga County EDC can work with you to help find funding options to help your business with your growth. So there are local opportunities for grant funding and through the state resources such as the Michigan Economic Development Organization, um, MDARD, SBAM, SBA, and even the SBDC. So the next phase is maturity. So this stage is when all of the bumps have been ironed out and it has been many successful years in your business and you have everything down pat. And at this point, your business has been in the community for quite some time and are stable and strong, and the networks and connections are vast, and the community is very supportive, and you can appreciate and look back on all the accomplishments you've achieved so far as a business owner. So that kind of goes into what's next for your business. So this leads to our final phase, which is succession planning, and the final stage of transitioning your business. So this stage is where retirement comp is becoming more prominent in thought and would like to transition into new ownership. So how will you be thinking about who will run your business? What if would a family member take over? Would a family or friend, maybe an employee that you've been slowly training, maybe an entrepreneur looking to start up a business from scratch, or not quite from scratch, but is willing to take on and keep your business going. And the biggest question is for anyone transitioning is, are you ready to pass on that business? Are you ready to make that step? Because this can be a make or break of handling your business to new owners. And you've created something from the ground up and that's been your whole life. And it's hard to transition if you're not ready to. But when it comes to succession planning, it is never too early to start planning. A resource the Baraga County EDC has is our succession planning toolkit. And this guide provides templates to get you started, checklists to keep you on track during the stage. And it also includes resources such as contact information for realtors, financial advisors, and that list can goes on and on. And the succession planning toolkit has questions and answer pages to provide answers or insights on questions you may have and not know what to ask. And above all, it helps keep you organized along the way. And the succession planning toolkit can be found on the Baraga County EDC website. And before we stop and ask for questions, I would like to remind everyone and mention the Central UP Small Business Support Hub. And having just celebrated our 1-year anniversary of the Hub's existence, as a recap, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation announced a grant opportunity, and with the collaborative efforts of many partners, as you see on the screen, it was made possible to extend additional resources to the Central, Upper Peninsula, and tribal communities within the 7 counties. And the grants allows the Small Business Support Hub to cover those 7 counties, including Baraga County, along with tribal communities such as the Keweenaw tribe, the Sioux tribe, and the Hannahville tribes. And in the Central UP Small Business Support Hub, there are multiple resource opportunities, and one is being able to work with the Business Hub Navigator, who can provide information on business coaching, technical assistance, and a potential grant and loan assistance. So there's also a competitive grant for businesses who are wanting to purchase equipment, inventory, software, and hardware that's up to $4,999 per unit. And it can also help pay for specialized consulting services, certification or licensing fees, and other hub approved related costs to support the business growth or opportunities. And the Baraga County and Tribal Community Navigator is Robin Chosa, who will be able to answer questions about the hub and their tools. And for more information on the Central UP Small Business Support Hub, feel free to contact the Baraga County EDC, which will be listed at the end of this webinar. So this has been a journey of the business life cycle from start to finish. And we learned about the different structures of a business, tools to help expand and grow, and the retention of a business and the start of stepping back and leading to new leadership potential, which will continue the business life cycle. So no matter what stage or step of your business is on, the Baraga County EDC is able to help in some capacity. So I want to take the time to say thank you and thank you for taking the time to learn about the Baraga County EDC. So now before we head off, I'm going to check the chat to see if there are any questions at all. Alrighty, so it looks like there's not going to be any questions so far, but again, if you have any questions about services that the Baraga County EDC can provide, such as startup help, growth and expansion, and even succession planning help, we are more than happy to sit down and talk with you one-on-one. Mary's contact information, which will be your point of contact, is listed on the screen here. But again, thank you again so much for attending the webinar today, and we hope to talk to you soon. And have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your day.